Hey guys, I'm Oliver Hay, and this is Electric Drive Africa. Today we're at EPVA in Nelspruit, Mbombela, South Africa, at a company that converts fossil fuel vehicles into fresh electric cars. They specialize in conservation and poaching and doing a lot of really interesting projects. Come on, let's go take a look.
This is the workshop at EPVA. Behind us here we've got a whole bunch of vehicles we're working on, and we're going to be showing you a little bit of that today. And my job is to oversee everything and make sure this company actually can work. Well, EPVA is quite a broad company, so there's different sectors in there. So we've separated EPVA into lots of little different companies. So one will be electric safari vehicles, electric commercial vehicles, agricultural vehicles, and possibly aviation as well at the end of the year. Well, this company basically does conversions, so on electric vehicles, so from normally aspirated vehicles to electric vehicles, and it's away from the fossil fuels and trying to make vehicles more sustainable. Well, we've been doing it now for 5 years. I think our first vehicle we built was 5 years ago, and we did a Toyota Land Cruiser, and since then we've come quite a long way, and we're getting better at it, and I think we'll still continue improving. So it's an evolving business, but yeah, so basically 5 years now in sort of production. So electric vehicles are limited in terms of range because of the battery tech. I'm sure that's going to improve. So what will happen is it will get cheaper over time. At the moment it's still quite pricey, but for commercial users it's definitely beneficial. There's no more need to worry about fuel, and no more theft, and it's obviously better for the environment over time as well. EPVA, Electric Powered Vehicles Africa. So we try and keep all the IP under one roof, so it helps a lot to take all that expertise into every different sector of vehicle, and it's quite a nice sort of how can I say, collaboration from other people that want to come and do things. We can basically say, well, here's a company, or form your company. We'll supply you the IP and make sure you build vehicles according to the specifications that are required, as it's quite unregulated at the moment, and components are an issue to get hold of. So we know exactly where to get all the components, so we basically want to try and help as many people as possible to be able to convert vehicles, obviously for the benefit of everyone. Well, the project is for Homestead. One's actually sitting behind me right now. They asked us to basically see what we can come up with in terms of a game vehicle, and asked us, can we do this, can we do that, and there are no limitations. I don't believe that we should limit ourselves, so we've got this piece of equipment behind us, and it's got from a bar fridge in the front to a whole coffee stirring station in the rear, heated cooled seats and wireless charging. So basically all the bells and whistles you can think of on a game viewer. So that one's quite a cool project, and I like the light commercial vehicles as well, the delivery vehicles. That's also really cool. It's a fun car to drive as well, so that's quite nice. Yeah. So in electric vehicles, because there's not that much information on it, people don't realize that you need kilowatt hours to basically get distance. And it's quite simple to actually convert to electric, but to get your range and charging and distances and power, That's a calculation you do basically as per the request of the customer. So range is obviously going to be a factor in terms of pricing, because the further the range, the more batteries you need, which makes it a little bit more expensive. So we try and basically give a customer what they need based on their budgets, but give them a quality product at the end of the day. In terms of a vehicle costing, the ballpark where it starts off at, I think the minimum you can actually use is about a 125 volt system, 22 kilowatt hours, and that'll come in at about 450,000. And that should give you a range on a small vehicle anything from 90 to 150 kilometers. And yeah, charge time will obviously just depend on the charger you put in, but on that you'll be able to charge up in about 3-4 hours included in that price. So that's more or less a ballpark figure. Anyone can come to us with a conversion. We're there to help, and we're there to put you in the right direction. So there's no limitations. We're busy with some seriously big projects here. So from a tractor all the way to a car and a game viewer. I'd like to just specialize in the game viewers, so that will be the forte, basically to make sure we're on the conservation front. And yeah, the rest, how big do you have to go, we'll see how we do. So let's keep it there. So we've repurposed the vehicle. It's going to be around for another 15-20 years, so that's quite cool. And then when it comes back, it's without a smoky diesel engine, and then it looks something like this. This one's a little bit fancy, so it's actually got a pop-up fridge in the front. The inlay's just out at the moment, so all activated by remote control. So you get your fridge and drinks over here with a table, gas shock on the front, so it lifts up nicely and it's very, very sturdy. And then this is basically what is inside the engine bay. That's your motor controller. This is called a DC to DC converter. So what that does is it takes the place of an alternator. It charges your 12 volt system back up. So on a vehicle we still use the existing 12 volt stuff. So that runs all your ABS, all your diff locks, all the lights, etc. like that. So this basically puts back energy into the battery. And then on this side, you'll see on the other side there's I'll come around this side over here, is a onboard charger. So that's what an onboard charger looks like, and we've got 2 of everything here just because we need more power and we want to charge up a little bit faster. And then actually on the front over here, these are basically some relays, power relays and stuff for the 12 volt stuff, and it's basically all the high voltage stuff. So we've made it quite fancy. We've put the shunt and everything inside here, and main fuses as well, and then this basically closes up, and then you connect that up to your motor. So that supplies this motor controller, and that's from the battery, so your positive negative from the DC side. And then this motor is a AC motor, so it's got an inverter, and it's quite nice because you can program a lot of stuff as well, so we can tweak a whole lot of things. This is quite interesting on the Defenders. This is actually a Tesla brake system, so we've adapted the Tesla braking system to the Defender. It's very, very strong, and this works electric. So normally you'd have a big black thing over here which is called a booster, and you'd need a vacuum inside there to make it really easy to press the brakes, and that's now resolved all that problem of having vacuum pumps and things like that. So this is just an electric pump, so very, very strong brakes. So it's got really good brakes, these Defenders. So yeah, behind us it's also quite a story. We've got heated cooled seats, And we've got center console fridges. We've got some tape on at the moment. I think something was there. And then there's tablet mounts on the bars, so that's quite nice for guys doing birding and that type of thing. So really nice to have on a safari for learning and education. And that's basically about it.
It's a legitimate adventure.
There's many reasons why to go electric, and the conservation side of things, at least there's no fumes going into those sensitive wildlife areas. Secondly, there is going to be a point where it's going to be more cost effective to own an electric vehicle in terms of maintenance, power, and drive satisfaction. It is quite nice to drive an EV. And then obviously the CO2 emissions, basically. I would say EVs aren't 100% green because of the manufacturing of components and things like that, but it is far better than using fossil fuels. You've still got to mine fuel, you're still going to have to mine some minerals, so it's better than what we're doing currently, and the efficiency is also quite great. So if you look at power on motors versus an engine, like the amount of fuel that burns, the efficiency rate there versus EVs are way better. So it should work out cheaper in the end for the end users. So those are the main reasons why you need to be driving EVs. If you haven't ever driven an EV, I'd say that's a good place to start. So come and test drive one, if you'd like. Jump in a Game View or a Caddy. I'd say that's a great place to start, and then from there worry about what it costs later. So that's the mind change you're going to have to do to be driving an EV, and you just got to make it affordable for yourself, basically.
Thank you guys for watching our first ever South African episode of Electric Drive Africa. If you enjoyed this video, please consider dropping a like and subscribe here if you want to see more of our awesome content on sustainability and electric vehicles. That's it for now. Godspeed.